All right, race fans, here we go. We got a good one tonight. Homestead. We got the Elite Series here presented by Apex Mountain Apparel. Check them out at apexmountainapparel.com. Well, the Elite Series has been a good up and down style race here. It's a new series, Xfinity Series here. And Homestead, I think tonight with these Xfinity cars, I think the guys tonight are probably going to, how should I say it, feel a sigh of relief. Because it's not, not to say it's a easy track, but definitely not as crucial as obviously hanging on at the Daytona and then what do we have, Rockingham?
Yeah. Gonna have some space with some drivers tonight. Gonna have some multiple different lines that they can take and have the drivers feeling a lot more comfortable. The track's not too hot for a Miami track. We got 85 degrees out here tonight.
Here. Like you said, qualifying and come to an end here, but you said you tested this track. What did you see out here?
So you got a lot of different lines you can take, a lot of different entries and exits that you can take. The biggest thing here that I felt tonight is being very easy in the corners. I was rolling around the middle of the corner about maybe 1/10 throttle just to keep it on the right rear, but patience is going to be key getting into this race, especially at the start here. You're going to want to make up some positions on the start, but be patient because this thing will start to kick out from you very easily. Miami is definitely a very worn track, and the asphalt has been flattened a bit, so they definitely need to watch where they're going. And I know iRacing has rescanned this track too, so a little bit less grip than usual from the previous version, so it's going to be interesting one night.
Awesome, man. I tell you, well, let's look at the grid real quick because we got old Joshua Alters, man, up top. Look at that, putting it on pole. I think that's probably his first pole in a while. Seth Fowdy going to start right there in second. Parker Collins starting third. We got Matthew Dyer starting in fourth. Zachary Fowdy in fifth. Daniel Miller there in sixth. Abraham Ghost in seventh. Matthew Gilliam up in eighth. Scott Simley there in ninth. Caleb Smith starting 10th. We got Chris Smith starting there in 11th, 12th place man. We got Mike Howard and Mike Kelly starting at 13th. Steve Ritter there in 14th. There's another name I haven't seen in a while. And Jordan Trask there in 15th. Jeremy Moyer in 16th. Dave Brzezinski there in 17th. Joshua Gillian 18th. Jamie The Rock back in 19th. And Danny White round out the 20th. So good looking field. And hold my hats off up there to Joshua Alters because that's one thing that he said, Brad, that he's been trying to work on. Qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying is huge here in the CRL. A lot of these guys, you qualify and you think that's your best time, and then you start dropping down. You're like, hey, I put a good time. 5th, 11th, 15th. You're like, where these guys get this speed? And then you're gonna have to be working all night. And as we know, Josh, he plays the long game, so getting out front early is gonna help him plan out that strategy really great.
All right, well, right now we're getting set here to go green. Knight, Altus out front in this one. And, I normally see him, and we talk about him coming from the back, and usually he's there at the end. Well, tonight, no coming from the back. He's already there. Let's see how he can stay up front. How well does that translate? Made that move from having to, start way back in the back. Now been up front. No Fowdy's starting up front a lot.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, someone to watch out for tonight, Zachary Fowdy. I talked to him last night, and he said he's feeling really confident on this track, and he wants to get a top 3 so he can hop up here in the interview booth with us.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag, here we go. Pace cars in, Altus man off the start. We're racing Homestead here at the Elite Series, Apex Mountain Apparel. And, you know, I know this track could be a little bit loose. Probably going to be, you know, I'm familiar with being kind of a top dominant heavy style track. We'll have to see how that plays out as the race goes on, and it will. But obviously want to be easy here from the start. Tires can get a little cold. You know, don't want to, you know, overdrive the car there. As you see, you know, Altus out front, Fowdy right there. And you can already see, oh, that's actually Parker Collins. I already see Parker getting a little bit loose, but again, you know, coming off of Rockingham, coming off of Daytona there, Brad, these guys, it's good to have a track like this because you can kind of take it easy. And who's that? What, Matthew Dyer coming to the top side?
He's riding way up high. He's making it work out there, though. Almost already alongside Parker Collins. See what we can do here on this straight. A little tap on the wall ruined his momentum there.
Absolutely, right now up top. Collins right there with it with Dyer. Fowdy along with them too. You see, man, I'll tell you what Dyer's got. And that's what I'm talking about, that high line. It works here at this place.
Yeah.
What's up, Anthony?
It's especially in the trucks, the high line is the way to go here. I feel with these Xfinity cars, you can definitely make the low line work up a little bit better just to save tires, but you watch him on this back straight and just see him compared to Seth, this just pure speed advantage he gets out of that corner is,
yeah, look at that.
It's crazy.
Look at the closing speed. I mean, maybe not so much going into the turn, but then he migrates back down low. You know, that's an interesting fact or conversation you brought up right there as far as tire wear. Because, you know, used to the thinking was, and you know, things have changed over the years, is you go up the track to save tires. Because obviously the more the tires is worn, the car tends to want to push up the track. And tends to be a little easier on tires rather than being down low. But, you know, I've heard that from drivers before. They race down low, save some tires. But I've also heard the flip side. Yeah, you go down low, you chew up the tires a little more. You know, go up high, you're a little slower, you save some tires.
Yeah, I think it all definitely depends on how you drive the car. I'd say most people will be better off on their tires driving down low because you're not getting in the throttle as much. You're using a little bit more brake, leaning more on the right rear, and just hanging that car in a comfortable position. Yeah. I mean, while outside, you're trying to be on the throttle the whole time. Your car wants to push a little bit more. Definitely gonna wear that right front out, and that's definitely the most important tire on this car, or any oval car, as a matter of fact.
And then I guess it also depends on the track too. I mean, you know, Chicago, you look at that track, you're notorious for being up top, you know, at the wall, et cetera. Obviously, at Darlington or something here. You can't even say here too, but like you said, with this car, you're able to hold it down a little bit more. You got Dyer right there, though. He's wanting up top. Let's see what the man right here. Actually, Seth Fowdy, kind of looking like he's going to put a nose up underneath him. Zachary Fowdy there. So Zachary right now having a pretty good run with Daniel Miller back there along with him too. And I was told last night I didn't shout out Fred. Fred, shout out Garcia. What's up, man? You know, can't forget about good old Fred. Always talk about racing in trucks here. I didn't forget about you last night, Fred. I was just we were just watching all that excitement and chaos going on restarts. Caleb Smith has really I'm gonna say picked his game up, so or hit the wall a little bit, but Caleb was really coming a long way. Last night was having a good run. I've seen him have some good runs in the ARCA series, and so far here in this Elite series, he's actually showed some promise and speed.
Yeah, he's really picked it up in the oval. He's definitely going to be dangerous here soon. I think you almost got a road course lock with him. He's like a SVG, but also starting to really pick up on the ovals.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
going to
He's
be a
looking
threat
forward to
here
next
soon.
week.
Oh yeah, that's Sonoma.
Mm-hmm.
He loves Sonoma. I can attest to that personally.
You know, and that's one of the tracks I like. I mean, obviously I love Watkins Glen, but Sonoma is another one. The biggest difference between the two is Sonoma's a lot more of a technical style track where you have a lot more turns. You got some elevations to it. You got a lot more sharper turns than what you do with a more of a momentum based track like what Watkins Glen would be. Parker Collins right now going to try to work on Altus up here. As you still see, Foudy's able to make it around Dyer on that outside line. You got right now that outside's kind of fading a little bit. Collins going to be able to make this pass.
He's looking.
There. Good little field so far. Little Mike Kelly back here. Done an outstanding job, man, when it comes to the truck series. Had a pretty good run here so far, and the elite one, he's up to 7th right now. Mike Howerton, that's a newcomer here. And I mentioned somebody back here, Steve Ritter. I think this might be his first time here.
Yeah, I think definitely so for the Elite Series.
I know, heard his name before. I mean, I know him from other leagues and stuff.
Yeah, he's been in the truck series a few times. I'm not sure if he's done the ARCA yet. I know for sure the trucks.
Yeah.
Good clean racer. Always fun to drive around.
Yeah, right there, man, too, man, 13th spot. Got Moyer right behind him with the old Chris Smith there, too. Joshua Gillian. He's got the Batman car out there. Out. David Persiski, man, and Ghost. He's falling off pace just a little bit. He's down 11 spots. Not sure what happened. Jamie the Rock, unfortunately, didn't. He was right there behind him. And he didn't get into this one here tonight. Alan's still working over Altus up front.
If Collins can get on that rear quarter, he can start dragging him back a little bit. These Xfinity cars, especially on the straights, if you can get on that quarter, you start pulling them to you.
Yes, it is.
We can see what he can do here. I think he's thinking about that, looking as far down the inside as he is with Altus.
I just can't quite get that nose down in there to make that pass, and still Altus right there in that middle groove. He's went one kind of groove up. I think that might be the preferred line right now. Some guys are still holding down out to the bottom, but it seems like that middle groove is holding pretty good for Altus.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can see he's able to brake just a little bit later and hold his speed on the way out.
Collins right now still right there behind him with Foudy. Seth Foudy and Zachary Foudy. Daniel Miller right behind him. Good run. Everybody been patient so far. Elite Series here tonight. Apex Mountain Apparel. Go check them out. Use the code CRL 2025. And them CRL shirts out there too. Got Michael Gilliam falling back just a little bit. Scott Simley on the move. Caleb Smith there. Jordan Trask. Jordan, one of those guys who definitely got speed. Just sometimes, man, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, definitely. He's a very consistent driver, but he's also very consistently a victim of bad luck sometimes. I hate it for him. He's a respectable guy, and he races everybody clean. It's just sometimes that's just how it is.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Right there, 9th place spot. So again, get a little bit. Got a battle going on here with Scott Simley, Smith, Gilliam and company. They'd split that one out, and Battle goes to the front here back with Trask and Dyer riding on board. And, man, from what I'm seeing there, they're not wrestling with the wheel as much. He's pretty stable right now.
That's going to be the biggest thing here is being smooth. 'Cause you start getting a little bit loose, that tire is just going to heat up real quick in this Miami sun. Even if it is a cooler Miami day, 85 degrees is still no joke in the race.
Absolutely. Well, Seth Fowdy, man, moving up on the back end there. Parker Collins. Collins up there in the second place spot. Fowdy's there with him. And you got Altus out front. Zachary Fowdy right there on the back side. Any one of those guys right now could make a pass for the lead if the guy in front of him makes just a little bit of bobble.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think part of Parker's plan too here is kind of push Altus out of his comfort zone, because we know Altus, he loves to plan and figure out things. Parker's definitely making him work just to hold the position right now.
Absolutely. One's hanging on to that second place spot. Fowdy's there with him. And there he goes. He's going to the high side.
Way up high. Let's see what he can do. Probably get a good run here.
Yeah, I'll say he's going to get that run off the turn. Good run down there.
He about used the entire track there, but
did.
It worked out good for him.
They side by side, and he's going to make that pass. This is kind of what I'm used to seeing here. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm used to seeing here in the Homestead.
Peeking down the inside now. Let's see if he can hold it down there good.
Made that crossover move there. Gonna try to see if he can fire back to the outside, and look at old Collins said, let me try that line. Worked pretty good.
I think that's going to be a good line for passing, but I feel like these, as we've seen with Matt Dyer, challenging for the lead is falling back just a little bit from riding that high line a few laps in a row. I'm just worried about their tires in this scenario, how that's going to affect them. It's going to be a give and take, how much you want, really willing to give up on your tires, but how much you want to get by the person in front, get that track position.
You just saw right there crisscross move. I mean, you saw Fowdy able to make it on Altus, and Altus went and crisscross back to the inside. Let's see if he can make it. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Fowdy's going to be able to hold him off on that high side up there. Bring Zachary Fowdy up to second. Collins back in the fourth. Excuse me, Fowdy back up in third. Parker back there in fourth. Yeah, South takes the lead. It is kind of cool, though, to see multi-grooves. You know, that's a good thing. That makes you feel better as a driver to say, okay, look, I can make a pass on the bottom. I can make a pass on the top.
Yeah. It was like the Cup Series last year. Like,
yeah.
Miami was one of their best races because it was just driver dependent. Like, whoever preferred what groove could make a pass.
I will still say that I think the top groove's probably a little better. But you can make that pass on that bottom, and then I think what happens is once you make that pass on the bottom is you migrate back to the top. And that's what we're seeing a lot of the guys do. You see what Fowdy's there, and you see Zach doing the same thing. Altus and Collins are starting to do it. I mean, you see down, Fowdy went down low, but you see a lot of guys going way up, and that's kind of what I'm used to seeing, even in real NASCAR races. You're used to seeing that a lot here. But I think you can make that pass down low.
Oh, yeah. You definitely got a lot of room. Miami is a pretty wide track, especially when you get out there in the car. You're like, well, like for almost a shorter track, this is way wider than most of these similar sized tracks. So you got a lot of room to make your way. I see Zach going up to second now, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's able to take that spot. So following in the footsteps. Good to see Zachary Fowdy having a good race. A lot of times, man, he's another one just kind of gets caught up in trouble, marred back there in traffic. just can't get through. And tonight, right now, sitting right there running into tire tracks, man, of old Seth Fowdy, who's out front. Valtis there in third. You get Collins hanging on in the fourth place spot. Daniel Miller having a good solid run along with him. Mike Kelly up 7 spots there in 6th, along with Jordan Trask behind him. Howerton still at 8. Matthew Gilliam holding on right there in the 9th, and Matthew Dyer back in the 10th place spot. Another track also here is, you know, this, I wouldn't say it's a cookie cutter style track, but it has that characteristics about it because everybody is pretty equal. I mean, you look through the field lap time wise, everybody's still running pretty much 35s. So that means, you know, the 6 to 7 tenths is only separating the field. So that's not a lot. So, you know, you're not going to see a person just come running from the back all the way to the front. That's a substantially new set of tires.
Yeah.
It's going to take them a while to get to the front. Because you can see right here with Matthew Dyer, he ran a 31, but unfortunately the leader's running 15. That's 3 tenths off. And let me see if I can find that. Well, like in Jordan Trask here in 6, he ran a 04 to a 15. It's only right over a tenth. Yeah, it'd take him pretty much over half the race or more to get up there to Fowdy if it stayed all green.
Yeah, definitely. And these Xfinity cars, they're not the typical follow cars like the trucks and the ARCA.
Right.
Not as much downforce. You don't got that bubble behind the driver to hold on. So it's really all going to come down to consistency and driver skill here, I think.
Another, you bring that up, and another interesting fact is I don't think they're not using the high downforce package here. And see, the spoiler is a little smaller than what we saw like at Daytona and whatnot. But I do think they use a different, I'd have to look it up in the Xfinity Series. Obviously, we talked about Cup before. But I think they do use spacer and somewhere to limit a little bit of the power. And then there might be a few changes here to the aerodynamics. I think they do. And this is a 1.5 mile track, but they consider this a intermediate super speedway. I think super speedways is Daytona and Talladega. So yeah, it's not like a Daytona Talladega package. So it's a little more, you've got to drive it like you said. Another thing interesting too is remember, see where that side spacer is? What mistaking? Wasn't that spacer on the other side of the car? Was I thinking wrong? Maybe I'm thinking about a up car. See where it's going down on the windshield there? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I swore that was on the other side, but could be thinking about the cup car.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that one.
Yeah, I would. And again, folks, the reason I don't follow the Xfinity car in real life like I do with like Tech and stuff with what's going on with the Cup Series and whatnot. I'll read here and there, but basically what that does is it helps with aerodynamics. Keeps the air flowing straight to the side of the car. Obviously going to keep it down and whatnot. It's science. I'm not the best at it. Josh Walters right now, man, falling back to 4th. Trask up to 4th. Or excuse me, falling back to 5th and Trask up to 4th. Miller right there along with him in 7th. Alberton right there in the, got a battle with Gilliam. That's for 8th and 9th. Woohoo! Now you saw that car got tight. Alberton did. Ow. And that can happen at this track. You know, we talk about it being a little loose, but sometimes a car, man, can actually get tight from being loose. You know, it sounds
definitely
kind of counterintuitive, but it happens. Yeah. It's almost like that conversation we was having the other day, Brad, you know, where we were talking. A hot track you would think would be slick, but sometimes it makes the cars tight, and a cold track you'd think would be tight, but it's actually slick. Tell me how that one went.
Yeah.
What's up, Legend? How you doing? What's going on, Anthony? Who y'all pulling for out here tonight? Got any favorite drivers? I got pit stops too. These scheduled. Caleb Smith and Moyer on pit road. Go get my up-to-date info out here. Homestead 100% fuel, so 100%
looks
fuel.
like Caleb is out.
That's it.
I'll show you.
Huh. Let's see here. Watch it. Everything's okay. I mean, car looks clean. On pit road. Car looks clean on pit road. I don't.
Let's see if they jack the car up. See if they maybe got a penalty early on or something.
This pit stop was 21 seconds, so I don't know.
They jacked the car up like right away, so I'm not sure.
There, he went out right there. You see it? The driver went out the car.
Huh.
And
he just wasn't feeling it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Well, there's casualty of the race here, unfortunately, tonight. I thought it was an awful early pit stop. That's why I was asking you scheduled. I mean, with 100% fuel, I think they should be able to take this thing, 50, 60 laps at least.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe more. I mean, 30 some laps. That's at 40. Yeah, that's really early. 100% fuel wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Kayla, if you're watching out there, man, let us know, man, everything's okay.
Maybe you forgot to do some chores.
Yeah.
Got hollered at.
Yeah, I get hollered at for doing that too, so got it. I understand. I have to. Everybody's always out here. I know the drivers at the end of the things always thinking of their wives and stuff, and yeah, I guess I got to think mine too. I don't get a chance to shout her out. Let me do this. But I definitely have to make sure I get the laundry done and stuff like that. There you go, folks. There's the key. The dishes and laundry done, and you're happy. It's all Fowdy out front. Seth says he's going to see if he can't bounce back from last night. Win this thing. Got Zachary right there behind him. Jordan Trask up to third. Allen's right there in the fourth. Alta's up in the fifth place spot with Kelly, moving up 7 there and 6. Miller up in the 7th place. Gilliam hanging on to 8. Howerton, man, back here in the 9th. You got Matthew Dyer back here in the 10th place spot. And to see what the new tires. I was talking earlier about what it would take to come to the field. There you go. It's 37 lap newer tire that Simley has combined. So, yeah. The 30-something lap newer tires, he definitely should be a lot faster. Still, even with that amount of tires, I mean, he only ran a 33.40, so a 35.20. Yeah, faster. But man, makes him look good though.
Yeah. I'd say he definitely has to make up his spots now. rather than later when those tires start to holler at you a little bit.
Anthony says he's pulling for the loosest fast boys. Trask, Benelli, and Hardin. Hardin's not out here. Benelli's not out here, so you've got Trask. He's doing good. He's up 12 spots. So Spinelli and Hardin should be here tomorrow night for the Arctic. Now Jordan Trask looking good, but it's all Seth Foudy up front. In control of this one, there's Zachary Foudy right behind him. Kind of going up to that high side there a little bit. Allen's trying to follow in with him. Altus there. Kelly, Gilliam, Miller, Howerton, and Dyer. A good solid race so far.
Oh yeah. Forgot to mention too, one thing about that high side is that if you're riding the wall, you get a little bit loose, you're touching that wall, and it might take you for a ride.
Bump up there, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I never like top dominant. Not a lot of room for error up there on that top, like you just said. You know, get up there and boom, you touch the wall. Always tended to want to stay still on the bottom or middle of the track. One's still running there in fourth. Altus put it on pole, but he's not been able to find a way to get to the front here so far. He's really on pit road. They had 50 or 60 laps, but see. It might be a little early, 47. Collins right there, banging the wall. We were talking about it a minute ago. Or slap sticking that thing. They've kind of fallen off the pace just a little bit.
Might be a little fuel saving. Might be some tire saving.
Yeah.
Not sure yet.
Well, it would take
Jordan.
them going, what, 75 laps at least to make it one stop. Can they do it?
Yeah. Not sure they can make it that far, especially since, at least in my practicing, and I've heard from some of the other drivers, that on the fresh tires you're not braking, you're just letting off. Right. You're carrying speed, so I don't know if it's most intuitive for fuel saving. There goes Parker Collins again with his aggressive pit entries. Makes me nervous every time.
Last night he wasn't quite as fast as he was last week. But we'll throw him a total pit time. And I'm with you on that one there too, Brad. If you're off by, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps trying to make it one stop, to me, I would just go ahead and say, okay, let's just make this a 2-stop race. That way I'm not going to lose too much time on the track.
Yeah. Me personally, I think I would probably take Parker Collins' strategy here, pit right here, and maybe split the second run. I think you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. And I don't know how he does it. He is a master at getting on and off pit road. Times or almost a second faster than anyone else. And it could tell because Mike Kelly came in with him. Mike Kelly right now is 3.6 seconds back from him. Lost time on it.
Wow.
Yeah, Kelly had a total time of a 44:38, but Collins had a total time of a 43:45. And I'm like, how? I don't know how he makes that time up. Because practiced all week or something.
Yeah.
See how fast I can get on pit road. Impressive. We'll say that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Been a good solid race here tonight so far. It all Seth Foudy up front, leading the way here. Zachary Foudy's been right behind him. He's got a few green flag pit stops. The top 8 have yet to make a pit stop here. And I think the norm is if you can't make it, I mean, if you're 5 to 6 laps off, it's better to split this. So it's obviously a caution could always mess up the whole deal. This race has a feel of going, caution free. And I've said that, a lot, Brad, that when you come into a lot of races here, unless it's just a bad known track, I would plan pit strategy as of, it's going to go green.
Yeah. There's a lot of racetracks out here where you gotta almost 100% bet on it.
Yeah.
I gotta figure this out before the race is over.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
can't bank on nothing.
And right here, I still feel Foudy probably will come on pit road. I mean, obviously, the further he stays out, the better it is, tire wear wise. But there again, you get in that conversation of, well, the tires really matter. Where's the fall off, and so yeah, I feel like everybody's going to be on this 2 tires or two pit stop strategy. I think the next stop's going to come around. But it'll be interesting when you make your next stop.
Jordan in as well.
Maybe lap 110 on that area. Got Trask, Gilliam, Foudy. Quick Foudy can get in and off pit road. Collins still the fastest man. Ow.
They're moving.
It is. Alta's right there along with him with Brzezinski, Dyer, Simley, Gilliam, Foudy, Collins, Kelly. Definitely. Able to get back out there, been in the 8th place spot, so you can go a lap down. That's good.
Yeah.
Able to stay on that lead lap.
It looks like Zach Foudy's got a little bit of damage on his rear bumper. Looking around.
And get a shot. I see that. Or where he would have got that. But it's going to hurt him, yeah. Ooh.
Cold tires are also a menace here. That first lap out, you got to be extra careful.
Stop the damage on it right there too, so you're like, Get right there. Can't see. Hits. Not sure where he would have got it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see it.
Oh. Oh.
I feel like a bumper getting bent up that bad.
Okay, so right here he's fine. This is a pass by John. Went back.
I'll just come in this lap over the radio.
Went back to here where Altus passes at. That's it.
It don't seem like it's affecting him too much on the lap times. He's just ran a 34.05.
That it. Also happened way back in. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. But I'm like you. As long as it doesn't affect him too much, and he's still back up the 8th place spot. Actually, Scott Simley out front, but he pitted on lap 37. Definitely on a way different pit strategy than everyone else. And just give you an idea, you know, the difference in tires here is Seth Faldy pitted on the lap 55. He ran a 34.04 to a 35.16. So he's a little over a second faster on what? And not quite 20 lap different tires. 17 lap different.
Yeah. That's a good bit of time for little laps.
There's about a 4.5 second gap between the two. And so if he can maintain that second, he'll definitely catch Simley soon enough. But it's all about, we know, you know, tires do fall off. Obviously, you got fast other drivers like he's doing right here with Mike Kelly. To even get up there, and Kelly pitted on 49. Not big of a not as much of a difference. It was a 59 versus 19 that time, lap time wise. So definitely the closer you get, obviously there is. So, but in a nutshell, tires are working very well here. Unless you get, planted way back in, I'm gonna say 10th on back, and you're too far back, you just can't make up ground. I will say that the tires will matter.
Oh yeah, definitely. The track is not cooled down yet either, and it's 4:56 p.m. at the sim time, so
A little overcast too.
yeah. So I don't know if they'll be able to rely on it, especially if the sun comes out. That's gonna heat up the track regardless of what time it is.
Absolutely. Well, Scott Simley out front, Faldy there in second, Kelly up in third, Trask hanging on the fourth, Collins there in the fifth. Got Zachary Faldy hanging on there in the 6th place spot with Ritter up in the 7th. Howardson there in the 8th, Gilliam up in 9th, and Miller there in the 10th place spot. Battle right here around 8th. That's between Billington and Howardson. Gilliam, my bad.
Can't count him out as we've seen Rockingham.
Absolutely not. And driver there too. Getting close to about halfway home in this one. Got some green flag stops. Been some solid racing up here. Good old Scott Simley's trying to hold on to it, but that's Faldy with those newer tires. He's coming. He's got it down back in a matter of time before he takes back over that lead. But it's been a good one here tonight. Homestead Elite Series here, CRL style. Clean Racing League. Go check out cleanracingleague.com. Up to speed, everything on the lead here. Got to give a good shout out to Apex Mountain Apparel. Go check them out at apexmountainapparel.com. Use the code CRL 2025. A little bit off there price wise. Also, go check out, got Ghost Athletics. Listen to the CRL podcast out there. Appreciate all the sponsors here and pass for the folks. We'll step away, take a quick break. We'll be right back. Go anywhere.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
Hi, I'm Blaine Smith, the Executive Director of Team Red, White, and Blue, and I wanted to take a minute just to welcome you on board and let you know that we're proud to have you as a new member of our team. This short video is a way for us to give you an idea of what you can expect from your experience at Team Red, White, and Blue, and also what we expect from you in return. Something that's really, really important to the fabric of our organization is our Eagle ethos. It's just 6 words, but they mean a lot to us, and they guide us in all we do. Those 6 words, passion, positivity, people, commitment, camaraderie, and community, are more than just organizational values. They're what we're all about and what we strive to work for in all of our programs and in every single one of our interactions. The next thing I want you to know is that we are an inclusive organization by design. We're open to veterans of all eras, of all ages, branches of service, combat experience, as well as active duty service members, their families, their friends, and just supportive members of the community that come out and take part in our mission. Every single person is important to what we do. All are welcome, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
Financial ruin, but it just takes a lot out of your family just to go through rehabilitation, all the medical bills. There's so many hidden expenses and stuff that you would never know about until you actually get involved in something like that. And and even if you help somebody out with 500 or 1,000 or 100, whatever it is, it means a ton to the person, just to be able to live. And to get through these things, it takes an ungodly amount of money, time, effort, patience, with the families, the doctors, to be able to get through a traumatic experience. And, with the Steve King Foundation, it makes everything a lot better.
We're back here. Homestead here tonight. CRL Elite Series presented by Apex Mountain Apparel. Check out apexmountainapparel.com. Use the code CRL 2025. Foudy back out front. Been to him most of the night here, Seth is. Actually been able to cycle back through. He's got about a 2.5, little almost a 3-second lead over Trask here in the second place, with Mike Kelly moving up there in the third. Kind of what green flag pit stops do. Kind of, spread the field out a little bit, mix it up a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely. I think right now if this stays green, I think they may be on the best strategy currently. The Foudy family, saving them fresh tires for later. As we can see, they didn't lose a whole ton of time on the guys who pitted early and are already able to get back in front of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, both of them pitting right there, like I said, 56 and 55. Trask on the same boat with them. Now, Kelly and Collins not too far off. They pitted at lap 49, respectively. So I think you're right there in between that 40, like I say, 49, 50 to the 56 mark. Is a good one, because now this next pit stop, though, I think is a crucial one, because you don't want to find yourself too far back with not enough time to be able to make it up. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably around 110, 115, 05, in between those numbers.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, not to say that there might not be somebody that might, try to go longer. The problem with that is, say for instance, like Matthew Dyer back here, who did pit on lap 57, he's 21 seconds back. You're just going to run out of time getting to the front, so there's no way, even though you might be on, substantially newer set of tires, to make up 21 seconds. That would be a heck of a feat to be able to do. You would have to be good night 2, 3, 4 seconds faster. We've only seen that once tonight,
Yeah, that's just not possible.
Nah.
The amount of grip that you'll have here.
Yeah, I think the furthest we see was when Simley was out there and he had 37 lap newer tires. And I think he was still only going right at maybe 2 seconds quicker. So, to make up, like I said, ground of 3 or 4, that would be, down with you, that'd be like an impossible feat. So, taking it back there, you've got to manage that. I mean, unlike, maybe like what Parker Collins is, being 7 seconds back, Mike could make up some of that ground if he was faster than the leader. Staying out, but again, it still would be a feat with, let's say, 20, 25 laps to go. You're still going to run into that running out of time. I would say you'd want to be in between that 5 or less second mark if you're going to go that far. But then again, I just don't think anybody can. I mean, we pitted at lap 55 laps in. Let's see. 105 is 50 laps. So 110 would put Seth Foudy back at the 55 lap mark. So I don't think we're going to see anybody trying to push it to 120 anyways.
Yeah. The big thing when I used to race these Xfinity cars was covering people off. Because you do not want to get stuck behind or way early on these stops.
Right.
Like
right.
I know if I was fighting for position, I seen them coming behind me, I'm going in that next lap. I don't care how much fuel I have. I got to get them tires on.
Yeah.
And see if I can make it to hold them off or be competitive with them.
Yeah, that's an interesting take too, because you do see guys that You know, and we've seen it in racing. I mean, the guys stay out there. Obviously, we'll use the Mike Kelly and Seth Foudy here. Kelly pitted at 49. Foudy stayed out longer and pitted at 55. You have to be very confident, I think, you always got to be confident in your ability no matter what on the track. But you got to be confident in that, hey, look, I can make up that ground. Because you just mentioned that you are going to lose ground on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Gillian fans out there. Well, Gillian right now is back in 15th. He's up 3 spots. He's out here trucking right now, just trying to see what he can get. Getting a little bit patient on the track. Chris Smith right there behind him. Having a good run. A walk back there too. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened to Caleb Smith out there. Everything's okay. Not sure what down here see if he chatted or anything. I didn't put no chat or nothing. So, Caleb, if you hear us, man, what'd you do? And all Foudy out front, Seth Foudy. And he finally put it in victory lane because he's been really fast. He's been fast in all series. The problem is putting the whole package together. And you know, Brad, you know, it's not always about being the fastest car, even though, you know, some guys are like, well, I should win it all because I'm always fast. You have to put the whole package together with, you know, pit stops, obviously putting yourself in the right position. We talk about when to take the pit stop and getting back out there and again, being fast on the track too and staying out of trouble and whatnot. Got to be able to put the whole package together.
Yeah, lots of moving parts during a NASCAR race here.
Yeah.
Or anywhere, as a matter of fact. There's lots of moving parts. You can be as fast as a light, but you don't mess. You know, you start messing with your pit strategy, and then you're down 5 spots all of a sudden. You're like,
yeah.
What happened? I've been faster than these guys already.
You know, and racing has evolved well over the years and years. I'm going to take it way back to the early 90s, 80s. That the term that the fastest driver usually wins was coined back in those days because you could overcome a lot back then because obviously the cars, they were so different and speed really mattered more back then. Now it's more of an aero presence in the cars, and you know, not saying the cars aren't fast, but the cars are more even now and you don't have as much room for error. So like I said, it takes me back to you have to have everything go right. You have to have your pit stop go right. You can't make a mistake. You have to hit your marks on the track. Don't make the pit stop too late, too soon type of thing. You know, the weather's got to be right. You know, we've talked about that. You know, the track conditions, et cetera. All that plays a factor. And, you know, not that some of that didn't back in the day, but you could overcome that with speed back in the day. And I think that's where that term comes. A lot of it is, well, the fastest guy always won back then. Most of the time, yes. Just because usually the faster guys were 5-6 seconds faster than the field, you know, as opposed to now we're talking about a guy might be what? 2/10, 3/10 faster.
The gap has shortened by a lot over the years, and especially these cars becoming more spec.
Now, can you remember
all
back
the tech
that far, Brad? I don't know if I took it too far back for you.
I got a little bit.
All right. Show my age a little bit here, Brad. That's what I'm saying.
I got a little bit, or I could definitely remember it being a little bit, the gaps being a lot further than they are now, and especially with all the new tech evolutions now with the laser scanners and everything, the cars are more similar now than ever.
Yeah. Tech has come a long way, safety's come a long way, stuff like that. Now I know was it you that said that your dad watched the old racing? It might have been somebody else that was really really into the older style racing and whatnot. But yes, I grew up watching it way back in the early '80s. I was a Bill Elliott fan, and speaking of that, and that's a perfect example. Look what he did at Talladega, the most famed race. He went down, what was it, 2 laps, 3, made those up on green flag. Okay, there was no caution, there was no lucky dogs back then. On green flag runs, made it up and won the race still. So that tells you the differences of how things have more, I guess they're more policed now than what they were too. I'd say there probably wasn't some illegal shenanigans going on back then. You had some very fast guys. But I will say, like I say, that term of speed wins. Fastest guy wins.
Yeah. Now you gotta be the fastest and the smartest.
Yes.
Yeah, especially here in iRacing, you ain't got no crew chief. It's just you out on the track.
Thought I was watching it back in the 60s. Woo. Man, I wasn't even born in the 60s now. Hold on a minute. Took me back that far. I mean, hey. No, I theoretically, couldn't have watched a lot in the 70s because I still was young then. I didn't get really into it until racing, NASCAR wise, and it was early 80s. Waltrip, Elliott days, Bill Yarborough, obviously Earnhardt back then and all that. And I really wasn't into it. It was, I'll never forget, one of the first races I watched was Bill Elliott winning, and but hey, I like that color of that car. My grandpa was watching it, and he was, I think, a big Harry Gant fan back in the day. I said, well, I like that red and white car. I'm going to pull for him. I didn't know who he was, I became a fan ever since, whatnot. So, yeah. But racing has evolved. So I've seen it evolve over the years. Now, like you said, it's the same thing with iRacing. I mean, when I started iRacing back in, it's only been back, 2015. And from that point to now, the differences in tracks, the differences in what I run and how I feel. That's why I have to go off a lot of times asking these drivers out here, what's the track feel like now? Because what I drove is way different than what they're driving.
Oh yeah, especially iRacing nowadays. It's like update every couple weeks. We're like, oh yeah, we updated this track, got a new laser scan. Parker Collins coming on in a little quick there.
Well, they remember they pitted at lap 49, so they're about 5 laps different than what Foudy is, and we said Foudy's looking around about that 105 mark. So this is kind of probably on their scheduled, pit. Will they be able to? Now it's going to be a matter of, they know at this point how far in front of Foudy can they get, because Foudy's going to stay out and have that advantage of the new tires, and there's really just nothing they can do here. See what kind of pit stop Parker Collins gets here. Number 43.6. He's got pit road figured, because Kelly came in with him, and Kelly only ran a total time of 44.35. I'm going to just tell you that. Wow.
Yeah, he's got it down.
Yeah, he's got the pit stop figured out coming on pit road. I don't know what he's figured out, but he's figured something out. Because most of everyone else here, and I love that time. I wish they would do it in real life. A lot of them concentrate mostly on just the pit stop, and even if I looked at that too, he still had a good pit stop, 14.33 to Mike Kelly's 14.75, and even Seth Foudy's 15.32. So his pit stop even was good. So his pit crew's doing great. But you top that on top of the total pit time, which is basically the time it takes for him to get in, for them to do the pit stop, and for him to get off pit road. And for his total time to be 43.68 on top of Seth Foudy's was a 44.57. They don't bring that number up, but that number is very crucial, I think. Because it a lot of times you wonder, if I was to tell you Parker Collins had a 14.33 pit stop, Foudy had a 15.32, well, how the heck is Foudy way far out in front of him? Well, one, he's the gap between them right now, but two, it's that total pit time. A lot of times we've seen guys make up time somewhere on pit road, on and off. It's not like, again, we go back to the old days where there was no pit. Those guys come down pit road, man, 100 mile an hour or more, and slide into the box. I don't even know how the heck they ever got stopped back then, but they did. But now they're somehow you make it, you make it work. But I think Foudy right now is on his strategy is 106. Now the longer he stays out, this does benefit him. I mean, Collins is a lap down. What he doesn't want Collins to do, and you can see Collins right there behind him, is get back on that lead lap under green, I feel. Because if Collins gets too far ahead, Foudy's going to really need to pick it up. So if I'm Seth, coming in now, here in the next lap, I feel like be what he needs to do.
Yeah, lap 106 should be right on time for him. So any lap now would probably be his ideal one.
Yeah. Top five, I'll just say top five. Daniel Miller coming on pit road now. I'm going to say that Zachary and Seth are definitely going to be on the same strategy. I mean, last time Zachary went one lap past Seth. Really hasn't helped him on catching him. Seth's found something. He's 35.23 out there. But just to give you an idea, Jordan Trask with the fastest time of a 33.56. So that's not quite 2 seconds. And we were talking about that earlier. And there's a 40-second gap between Trask and Foudy. So that tells you that, he's almost 2 seconds. Takes me back to that he would need 3 seconds or more just to make up that gap. Yeah. I mean, he's obviously going to make it up because Foudy's going to have to make a pit. But if Foudy didn't have to make a pit stop and could go all the way, hypothetically, there's no way that Trask can make up that ground. It would just he would run out of time.
You're going to need some serious advantage that you don't have here.
You're going to need you're going to need nitrous button out there.
Yeah, you're going to need to take off the you're going to put a supercharger on that thing.
There you go. Heck yeah. Got Gilliam still hanging on. He's yet to make a pit stop. So the top four has yet to make one. David Persiski, man, right there sitting in fourth, has yet to make his stop too. Foudy along with him. Waiting to see when Foudy makes that stop. David's on pit road.
On lap 110 now for Foudy.
Yeah, and you can see Collins right there. I really feel like if I'm Seth, I don't want Collins to get too far ahead of me because, again, that gap between them, I mean, when he does pit, is going to be just that much more. If I'm Seth, I'm realistically, I'd be thinking about now. I mean, but see Trask and Collins right there.
Yeah, and you don't want to be in a fight too when you're trying to get in the pits. You got one lap left and somebody's on your inside.
Yeah.
You're going to have to slow way down.
Well, let's break it down. You know, by the numbers, and sometimes the numbers just don't really matter. But From Parker Collins at this point, there's a 34-second gap between him and Foudy. We just said it takes 44 seconds to get on and off pit road. Well, 43 seconds is what Collins is. You see Foudy's on pit road now. So with that said, Collins is going to be, almost 10 seconds theoretically in front. Now the question is, can Foudy make up that 10 seconds in this amount of time? Now he's going to definitely have quite a few laps to get it done. What his pit stop is here. See how it looks.
Seems like a pretty clean entrance.
Mm-hmm. Full tires and fuel.
It's a better
stop.
Jump off.
Still 15-second stop and a 44.20. So Parker Collins made up the time. Not going to be that far enough hit. I think it's only about 6 seconds right now. Maybe 7. It's going to be the distance. Yeah, it's going to be right about 7 seconds. I think Foudy's fine because he's only 8 seconds behind Trask right. And he should realistically, Trask did pit on 103. Not that far off. He ran a 34 flat the last time. Look what Foudy runs this time. 7.7 seconds back. And he's going to have 25, 30 laps to get this done. I think Foudy is in a good spot right now. He didn't lose a lot. Could have been worse.
Yeah. He's definitely in a spot. Even if not for the win, he's in a good spot for a real good finish too.
Yeah, he ran a 33.50, so he's not quite a second faster than Trask. But the good news is he's only 6.7 seconds back. Yeah, if he can maintain that kind of running, because Trask is only going to get slower as the run goes on. The tires fall off, etc. Dacri's going to be the one here I'm going to be really interested in. How far back is he? Because he's going to have the newer tires. Steph ran a 33.41 that time to a 34.45, so he's a solid second faster. And if he keeps a second faster, he's going to be right on the back door of Trask for here in the next 8 or 10 laps.
Yeah. One thing Zach's going to have to manage too is that damage. We don't know how much it's affecting him, but he did have some quick lap times out of the on his first set last time. So let's see if he can hold that down.
And here's the thing: by him staying out longer too, he's put himself in a heck of a first hole. I mean, he's 31 seconds back from Trask. So. Yeah, and that's the bad thing about staying out. And that's what we were talking about with Seth earlier. You got to manage that staying out or coming in.
Yeah.
Seth, man, got that down pat. There's just really nothing Collins and Kelly can do. I still feel like Foudy's in the best position here to win the race. These guys, pretty much, they're going to come out here with good finishes no matter what.
Yeah. You can always count on Collins getting a good finish. He's got some blistering speed.
Parker right there along with it. Seth moves around Kelly. Kelly back and forth. Fast man out there out front leading right now. Man's been dominating. Seth Foudy. The new tires, and he is rolling.
Now he is holding it down on the inside, so if it comes down to a last second pass, he will have the tires to run that outside and get that crazy run that we were seeing from some drivers earlier too. So He's gonna have some tires saved up for him.
He's got it down to 2.9. He ran a 34.02 to a 73 last time, so not quite a second. And you can see that, you know, tire fall off does happen here. And he's probably running a little bit harder than what he runs at the beginning too, just to make up some ground. It might take him a little longer. I mean, he's still got time, and he's still 30 laps to get it done.
Yeah. He got plenty of time. He doesn't need to. He needs to put a little move on, but he doesn't need to rush and get impatient.
The only thing that can hold him up a lot might be getting around Collins. You know, that might be the. It depends on how fast he can get around Collins. Dirty air. That's another thing we talk about a lot here too on these intermediate style tracks, and it really affects. So I'm wondering also is at what point. I don't think we've really seen it too bad here tonight. Guys have been able to make passes pretty good. Been able to close up on the back door of other drivers. A lot of times you get like right there where Fowdy is, and you just can't make that brick wall and you stop. But really seen that too much here tonight. I guess maybe it's because of the multiple grooves here.
Yeah. I'm looking in the far chase right now, and you can just barely notice it. Like his car comes up just a tad bit more, and that might just be a little bit more aggressive braking from Seth since he's on the newer tires. So I don't think it's definitely not gonna be a huge factor here. Oh, it gives him a little
bump. I mean, you can just see right there too. He's able to just pull up on him. You know, normally that car would get so tight, and we're not seeing it push tight like you would see with dirty air and whatnot. But this is what I'm talking about. How much of a fight does Collins put up on Fowdy? This right here is what Trask needs. He needs him, and Fowdy says, "Look, I'm going to get that inside no matter what." That's just new tires right there.
Yeah. Sens is definitely wanting to still save them tires, not waste the outside moves just yet. So I'd almost bet on it. If he took that outside, he'd probably be right around him, but he wants to save them tires for Trask, just in case Trask is saving his stuff. You never know. Might have some more pace than he expects at the end of the race, so
yeah,
gotta save all you get.
Right now, Fowdy on the move, Trask out front. Traffic there along with him. Parker Collins back there in third. Mike Kelly. But either way, Jordan Trask up 14 spots. He don't win. It's still been a very good race for him, moving up through the field wise. Mike Kelly having a good run too there in fourth.
He's made up a lot. He's made a little sneaky mover.
Mm-hmm. Zachary still on the move. He's still 23 seconds back though. He's made up a substantial amount of time. He does not run fast. You know, his last lap was he was only 4/10 faster than Fowdy. And he was only right about 9/10 faster than Trask. It's just going to boil down to a case of he's just going to run out of time.
Yeah. Might be able to squeeze, let's see.
Look at third place out of him. He might be able to get that third place. Oh, he'll get around Simley. Next one's Altus. Altus is 10 seconds up.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me about him is that damage if it's making his tires wear out just a little bit more.
It's obviously slowing him down. You're right. It is because theoretically he should be way faster than Fowdy. Way faster. But he is faster. Fowdy's running 49. He's running 19. Kind of in line with the difference of one pitted at lap 114, one pitted at lap 111. But I'm like you. I think that damage is maybe affecting him being able to handle around, and it might be forcing him up that track too, not allowing him to run down that low line.
Yeah. Very well could be.
You
Such
know,
a kind of crucial spot of where the air flows over.
Right, yeah.
We got Seth coming up on Jordan now. Right on his bumper.
Matter of time before he makes this pass here for the lead. Trask will try to hold him up, but
See if
Way
tries to
newer
save
tires.
anything for him. He's gonna take the outside. Let's see if he has any motion out there.
just too much difference on the lap tires there. I mean, it's 103 versus 111 on the track, but either way, again, I go back to, you know, it's still a win-win for Trask out here. He's up 13 spots. He comes out of here with a good top 3. Hey, coming through the field.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A good solid race out here tonight so far. How's everybody feeling out there? Having a good one. Seth Fowley's been dominating this thing here tonight. CRL Elite Series here, and get down to the closing laps. Going to be 20 to go when he crossed the line. Homestead style. Like it. Clean and green. We had next week. Talladega. Wow. Woo.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Like we were just at a plate track, wasn't it?
Yeah. It'll be 5 weeks or 5 races to go
Yeah.
come that race.
Boy. So you come off of a really good race to go into one that's going to be nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And we got the ARCA Series tomorrow night, which we will be at Homestead again.
It'll be fun in those ARC cars.
Yeah, I think so.
I know I'm gonna have a blast.
Don't wreck.
Yeah. I was looking at it last night from my truck series results. It's either top 10 or did not finish. So I'm like, I haven't left the top 10 technically this year, but also I have some unfortunate incidents.
Yeah. And you know, in racing that happens, unfortunately. I want to see all you drivers out there doing it. It was even like Altus. You know, last night, you know, obviously had technical problems and took him out of the race. Happening. Tonight, man, Altus not looking too bad. He's back here, man, in 5th. But an on pole, I think, first time I think I've seen him on pole in time, though. Maybe he wants to go back to the strategy of, I don't want to put it up front. I just want to stay back, start mid-pack and back and work my way to the front.
Yeah, definitely give him some more time to make some plans. Getting that good qualifying position. It's definitely always easier to account for even before you're in the race. You're like, okay, I got a good qualifying position. Got maybe 2 or 3 more options that I can do here and how I want to do this race.
All right, right now, man, it's all Altus out front. You got Jordan Trask there, Collins, Simley, Bowdy, Gilliam, Dyer, Howerton. And then up 2 spots there in 10th. Pretty consistent night for him.
Not at all.
Now, is Homestead one of your favorite tracks?
For the trucks, yes.
Okay.
I do really like Kentucky too. We raced
Kentucky's
that last night.
I know a lot of guys last night were like, they don't really, can't really figure it out. Don't really like it, but I'm like you. I like Kentucky. I guess one of the reasons being is my first ever win on iRacing. I won it in the public lobbies.
I'd say my favorite track all time is Pocono. That was my first ever win, and I don't know, I feel like I just know that track like the back of my hand.
So when we go to Pocono in the trucks, man, I expect for you to.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Did we go to Pocono?
Not sure.
Unfortunately, wait a minute. No. We do. No, we don't. My bad. You're not going to win this season. Okay. Brad's like, no, we don't hurt my feelings like that for it. Hey, come on. Chris, you heard that. You got to put Pocono on the schedule so that Brad can win a race. Almost like Caleb. You got to put those road courses on there so you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any given day, man, you can see a guy win a race. Obviously, you got the guys that are fast and whatnot, but said, we talked earlier, got to put the whole thing together and be able to make it. Howdy right now, though, he's out front. Laps are clicking off, got 12 to go. Trask still holding on there to second. He's got a 3-second lead over Collins. Kelly's hanging on to fourth. Look where Zach is right now. Zach's kind of neutralized out. Right there near Simley. He's not going to catch Kelly. Might be able to catch Altus. Going to be close. I don't even know if he's going to catch Altus because he's only 0.3 faster.
Yeah, just a little too late, I think. What's that damage probably not helping. Probably wearing out his left rear a little bit more than the other drivers. It's just a tricky situation for him. Yeah,
the tire's just, obviously being a little faster, but just not quite fast enough and in time on the track is another thing. But he should be able to pull it around Scott Simley right here as he's right on his back door. Still been able to fire back and get right back up here to maybe the 6th plate. Zachary Foudy. Gilliam back there sitting in 8th, Dyer 9th. Howerton in the 10th place. Brzezinski there in 11th. You got on in 12th, and an unfortunate man, the Ghost Man. Well, excuse me, actually Brzezinski the first one lap down in 11th. Miller, so from 11th on back, they're all lap down. Machines out there. It has been a pretty good, solid race here so far tonight. Clean and green so far. Been that man out front, Zachary Foudy here. Seth Foudy out front. Leading here in the CRL Elite Series. Then by Apex Mountain Apparel.
This is definitely a picture-perfect CRL race right here.
Absolutely.
Green all the way, strategy playing in. Seeing these drivers prove their skill. This is a good one.
Oh yes. Top 3, Seth Foudy, Gordon Trask, Parker Collins, and I know it's not a win in the race, but I think it'd be a win for Trask, considering some of the races he's had here in the last several weeks. To be able to just go, man, I came out of here and I finished the race at least without wrecking, getting caught up in something. I know it's not over yet. We still got 7 laps to go across the line. Still, he does. I think it's a win-win at the start.
Yeah. Coming from 15th as well. Great comeback drive for him.
That too. Wall Seth out front in this one. Crash right behind him, Collins. 6 to go here tonight, Homestead. I think, it's maybe this might be a good template for you here, Brad. Tomorrow going to Homestead. I mean, obviously a little different car, but to me, that car should be even more stable on this track.
Oh yeah, definitely. These ARCA cars, the only thing that concerns me about the ARCA cars is how much they glue to each other. It's going to be some real tight racing. It's going to be hard to... You come off your line a little bit, you might lose 3 or 4 spots, but I think it's definitely going to be a great race tomorrow. Going to be some exciting close racing for sure.
Absolutely. Out front. Coming up to the closing laps here. 3 to go. Max got it down to 1.4 seconds on Altus. I still think he's just going to run out of time getting up there to win. Altus, I think, would have to really just, slip, make a mistake for him to get there.
Yeah. And that's one of the more frustrating things as a driver. See, you can he can see Altus up there, and he's just like, oh, I'm just a little too far out. Maybe might be able to get a chance very late, but you're quicker, but also it's like, do I have the time?
Yeah. Maybe give him another 10 laps or so. He'd probably be right there. Good race, though. All Foudy out front. White flag one more time. That man right there pretty much dominated the whole entire race. He's down the back stretch. The final time, 3 and 4. That's Foudy. Here tonight, Homestead style. We went clean and green. Flag to flag. He comes out of 4. He's going to put this thing in a dominating fashion tonight in victory lane. Jordan Trask is going to hang on for that second place spot. So good follow up for him there, along with Parker Collins up there in the 3rd. Good finish all around for a lot of these guys here tonight.
Oh yeah.
Good race too. I enjoyed it. Maybe sigh of relief a little bit for some of these guys out here. They're probably going, we needed that.
Yeah, so especially green to green, get to prove yourself. So
And
what you got?
Foudy finally getting that monkey off his back, getting a win. He's been close.
Oh yeah.
All right, get a word in with some of these guys. Don't bring up old Collins. Let's get a word with him.
Got me, Parker.
All right, what's up?
Yeah, had some good speed tonight. P3 finish. What are you thinking about tonight? How you feel about this race?
And after that first run, I kind of thought our race was a lost cause, but figured some stuff out there. Second and third run, just wish we had more time and maybe a caution or two to kind of bunch everything back up. I didn't have enough speed on the very long run to keep up with Jordan and Seth, and I just was at a tire disadvantage pretty much the whole time, just because I was trying to undercut a little bit and just kind of gain a little bit of track position, but I just went away as soon as it went further than about 25, 30 laps. Just didn't have anything for him. So really solid third place finish. So we'll definitely take that and head on to next week.
All right, definitely not a bad finish. That'll still be great for you in the points and all that. Anybody you want to shout out and thank?
Yeah, just all the guys at Only Dads for putting on a great show in the car. I just want to thank you guys for putting on the podcast. All the guys at CRL for making this thing happen. Friends and family watching in a beautiful way.
All righty. Well, thank you, man.
Yep.
Yo, Parker Collins bringing her home there, man, tonight. Pretty good run for him. Old Jordan Trask holding on to second. Bring him, but let's get a word with him.
All right, Jordan. Great comeback drive here tonight. 15th to second. How did this race play out for you, and how did you make up all these spots here tonight?
Yeah, that was a fun one. I didn't think I was actually going to make the race. I was in a different race, and then I wrecked in that one. And so by the time I joined this one, practice was over, qualifying was over, and I just had to hit the grid. So I took it real easy to start the race, saved a lot of tire, and just managed to slowly work my way to the front. I just didn't really have anything for Seth.
All right. Well, great finish, man. And anybody you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the broadcast. It's always fun to watch these back, and thanks to everyone in this race for keeping it clean. It was a nice turnaround from yesterday, and it's a lot of fun to run a clean race like this. And thanks to everyone who puts these races on.
All right. Well, thank you, man, and good job tonight.
Thanks. Have a good one.
There you go. Like I said, man, he got a good run, got a good finish out of him there, man. Old Jordan Trask. This guy had the field. Seth, join the booth. Got a copy.
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
Pretty good. Well, I tell you what, I know it kind of feels good because you've been close but no cigar most of the season. You finally got man over the hump and got this win tonight in dominating fashion. But take us through some of those runs there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race tonight. We held pace pretty well throughout the race. Homestead's one of those tracks that really chews up the tires pretty hard. So, you can run the bottom here for most of the run and try to keep the tires under it. One thing about this track that typically I like to do is, and I tried it on the first run, I try to, hop to that top lane there in 1 and 2. And I'll run that top lane there and get a big run off. And typically I'll do that as the tires kind of start wearing out on the car, but it just wasn't there tonight. That's why like the second run I didn't do it. I just kind of stayed down at the bottom and to finish out the race, the same kind of thing. But we had good we executed on pit strategy tonight. Sam made the calls on the pit strategy, and we ran it out and things went well with that. So my hat goes off to her, and her coming up with the laps and the tires and when we need to take them and all that kind of stuff and what we were looking at for times for everybody. So, she's the brains behind that whole thing. I'm just like, yeah, or, well, what about this? And, we kind of discussed it a little bit, but, usually it's hers we go with, and we did tonight and we were able to pull it off. But, you said it, we've had a rough go, since really the season started in all series. I just feel like that I don't know. You said in the broadcast, it's just been bad luck, I feel like. So it's kind of nice to get this one, under the belt. Appreciate Josh Altus for putting this thing on. He does a great job in the Elite Series, and I know he really wants it to grow, and, I do too. I really like this car. As you kind of go up in horsepower and you go up in the cars, it really kind of goes into my wheelhouse. So I'm hoping someday we get a next-gen series in here, because that'll be real fun. But hopefully we can get more guys out to run this thing. We had a great turnout tonight, and obviously everybody ran spectacular, no cautions. So
absolutely, like you said, caution flag to flag, done tonight, but you got it done out front. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely. I want to thank you, Joe, OSRN, for everything you do with broadcast. I want to thank the Clean Racing League, the Rocky Mountain Apparel. Is that right, Joe? Help me out here.
Apex Mountain Apparel. I want to make sure we get, if you haven't had a chance to take a look at them, take a look at them. One of the sponsors here, Ghost Athletics.
And I want to thank my wife. I want to thank my family. I want to dedicate this win to my daughter, Felicity. She loves Homestead, so she likes to do the AI on here and race around and stuff like that. So she always talks about Homestead. When's Homestead coming up? So she's really excited about this. She watched like the whole race. So I'll dedicate this one to her. And yeah, and my Lord and Savior for the blessings that He's provided to me. So, and that's it. Thank you.
There you go. The fan club in the back, in the background. You gotta love it, man. Again, congratulations on that win, Seth.
Thank you, guys.
Good job, Seth.
We
Thanks,
go,
Brad.
man. That was awesome. We got the fan club in the background there too.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know,
Always-
what's that?
I was just saying, always nice to have a little crowd to cheer you on.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Look at the final results order here tonight. We got Fowdy out front winning it here with Trask coming home in second. Parker Collins there in third. Mike Kelly up in the fourth. Josh Walters in fifth. Got old Zachary Fowdy up bringing home in sixth. Scott Simley in seventh. Michael Gilliam, he's up in the eighth. Matthew Dyer there in ninth. We got Mike Howard around the top 10. Look through the rest of it here. You know, again, flag to flag, not a bad race. Hey, Fowdy had it figured out tonight, though.
Oh yeah.
Homestead. Got some more Homestead tomorrow with the Archer car. So we'll definitely tune in. It ought to be interesting to see how it pans out there. But for myself and everyone, have a good night.